And please keep it going for dinner, everyone.
Hi. So a word that gets used to describe me a lot is intense. And in my corporate life, I thought that was a big compliment, like, whoa, she's like a hard-nosed badass, like, which is what I wanted to be. Except my friends tell me that I'm really intense too, and I think they mean it more along the lines of, you scare me a little bit sometimes. And one way that this intensity really comes out is when we play board games, which I love. I'm a big fan of Scrabble, Yahtzee, and card games. One of my best friends said recently to me that playing Scrabble against me was one of the most intimidating experiences she ever had. So any Scrabble players in the room? I'll kick your ass. Yeah. So one of the great opportunities I have, before that, just back to board games, I just want to state for the record, the genius who developed the board game Life. Okay, so let me see. Having a mortgage and getting married and buying a house is so much fun in real life. Let's make a board game out of it and play it for hours. So yeah, I'm not playing Life. So one of the great opportunities I have to play games is on my family's camping trips. And growing up, my family would go on these camping trips. I grew up in Vermont, so we'd go out to Lake George, New York, take a boat out to an island, no electricity, no running water, you're in a tent, sleeping on the ground, 4 or 5 days. And my parents, bless their hearts, they're in their 70s, still do it every summer, and it's become a family tradition that one weekend of summer, my older brother, his 2 boys, and I join them for the weekend. Now, for all of the Catholics in the room, I will tell you that purgatory is very much like camping with my mother on an island with no running water or electricity. So my nephews, they're now 10 and 12. When they first started going camping with us, right, you can't just take small kids out on an island and say, hey, we're going to spend 4 days out here, get used to it. So we've kind of been breaking them in over the years, and last year they were 9 and 11, and they were able to stay overnight. So what do you do with 2 little boys on an island all day except play games? So last summer we played Yahtzee, and I have a card version of Yahtzee, not the dice version of Yahtzee. So we're out, and it's a beautiful day, and we have a blanket spread out, and it's sunny, and we're playing. It's me and the 2 boys, and their parents, my brother and his wife, are kind of in the background, just like keeping an eye on things and making sure everyone's playing nice in the sandbox, and giving little hints. And I realized about halfway through the game that my older nephew, Brendan, he's winning. And he's 11, that little punk. And he's really not getting all that much help either. And he's 11, and he beat me, that little creep. So this year, he's 12. And it's Saturday on our camping trip, which was 2 weeks ago. And he comes up to me, and he's, got this beautiful blonde hair, and it's kind of long, and he's got like a little gap between his front teeth, and he's got this big smile. He's like, Aunt Dara, would you like to play a game? Oh yeah, I'd like to play a game. Of course, in my head, I'm thinking, come here, my little pretty. Let me play a game with you. So he and my brother, John, we go sit up at the picnic table, and they teach me this new game, which is, I think it's like Yahtzee on steroids. It involves like 4 decks of cards, and there's 10 different rounds, and each round you have to get some different combination of sets or runs or whatever. I think they made it up. But so we're playing this game, and I'm sitting on one side of the picnic table, and my brother and Brendan are sitting on the other side of the table, and again, there's different rounds, so you play 10 rounds, and we're like on round 3, and Brendan, again, that little punk, is winning. And And he's like winning by a big margin. Like he's got 5 points and I've got 160 points, and my brother's got like 4,000 points because he's an idiot. And the objective of the game is to get as few points as possible. And so he's like over on the other side of the bench, like, you know, doing like his little victory thing and like getting all excited when he's got the right card picked. And John is like, you know, Brendan, you're supposed to, you know, play nice. This is good sportsmanship. And I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, trash talk when you're playing a game, that's like dirty talk during sex. So just bring it on, baby. It makes the whole experience better. So I'm like, shh, let the boy talk. What are you going to do to me again, Brendan? Yeah, tell me. Okay, so we're playing this little game, and it's now like round 4 through like 7, and the tide is turning, and so I'm starting to win a couple of hands, and I'm up, so that's all good. And so then, of course, Brendan, he's 12, so he starts to get a little dejected, and he's kind of getting mopey, and it's like lunchtime, and I'm like, all right, we can take a break for lunch. No fun beating a 12-year-old low on blood sugar. All right. Although, keep that in mind for future. So then we come back after lunch, and we're finishing up the game, and it comes to the last round, round 10, and Brendan, smart kid, figures out that the way he is going to win is basically he has to stick me with 200 points. But he makes the mistake in that he announces this, that the only way he can win is to stick me with 200 points. So now I know I have to play a defensive game and basically get rid of all of the high cards in my hand, and that's fine. And it doesn't matter because I won the hand anyways. Ha. So I'm doing my little victory dance now, and, you know, pumping my fist and everything. In your face, yeah. So he comes up to me and he goes, Aunt Dara? Yes, Brendan. Do you remember last summer when we played Yahtzee? You lost then. I said, yes, you're right, Brendan, I did lose. And I'm going to tell a whole bunch of people about that in a couple of weeks.
There, everybody.